And here we are with day 3 spoilers. Just a quick update, only a few cards that I want to showcase and just tell you what I'm excited to start brewing. Alright, so before I kickstart this video, I just want to have a quick shout out to all the other YouTubers doing Magic the Gathering spoilers. Thank you so much for such amazing content and keeping us all invested and excited for this new set coming out. This being my first spoiler season ever, and being trying to be a content creator here, it is very overwhelming. And to be honest, I've just decided to pull right back and just trickle out a couple of videos with only a couple of cards, highlighting the ones that I'm most excited about and a few mechanics that I can't wait to sort of start working with. I'm definitely going to be leaving the fresh off the press spoilers for the seasoned vets that are doing a much better job than I could. And yeah, I just wanted to mention that at the start. Thank you so much for all that hard work, and I can see it and I really appreciate it. So I'm a big fan of all of you guys. So now that's out of the way, I want to move on to Witch's Oven. This thing has me cracking up laughing every time, every single time. Basically, it's a 1-drop artifact which reads, tap it, sacrifice a creature, create a food token. And if you sacrifice a creature with power greater or 4 or greater, you create 2 food tokens. So basically you're just going to attack in, and if he's going to die, you tap this and sacrifice him, and then you get a food token. But if it's a bigger guy, you get a bigger meal, so I think it's quite funny. And I've been a chef my whole life, and I've worked with a lot of pizza ovens, wood fire ovens, fire pits, all that sort of stuff, and the idea of me having a whole set of ovens on the battlefield really puts a smile on my face. So really excited about this. I'm going to do a whole food token deck. I don't care if it works or not, I'm just going to try it. That's my plan. So on to the next one. This is Guruk. He is the Planeswalker that I'm really excited to see. I'd never played with a Guruk Planeswalker before. I joined Magic well after he rotated out, and I only heard of his legendary sort of adventures throughout the history, but now I get to see him and play using him. I'm really kind of excited. Basically what I thought was the last set, the set that we're in now, the standard that we're in now, all of the Planeswalkers, we have just an incredible volume of Planeswalkers, and it's really made that feeling watered down, like that they pose such a big threat, or it's a big game swinging turn. I remember at a point you'd drop a Planeswalker and you were instantly on the back foot as the opponent. You were not focused on attacking them, you were focused on getting rid of the Planeswalker. So that kind of went out the window with all this flooding of Planeswalkers and this current set. And I feel like seeing Guruk here really bolsters the fact that that's what a Planeswalker sort of does. As soon as he comes down, you're going to start ignoring me and focus on getting him out of the way, and I think that's just, finally, that's back. And what a way it's come back with this guy. What a return, So basically, he's a 6-drop Planeswalker that comes down with 5 loyalty counters, and his first ability is a 0, where you create 2 wolves that are 2/2s, and when any of them die, you put a loyalty counter on each Guruk Planeswalker you have. So I'm assuming we're going to get another version of him, like a 3-drop, cheaper version of him. But even if we don't, I automatically think Spark Double, like Spark Doubling this guy and creating more wolves, and then it's just mayhem from there forward. His next ability is -3, destroy a creature and draw a card. So that can be, a huge tempo swing. You just zap a Drakaseth out of the air and get a card draw, thank you. That would be amazing. But if you spark doubled him the turn before, and then this turn you -3 and kill one of the wolves, you're going to have ultimate anyway. I guess like even if you spark double him, he's going to ultimate straight away. You spark double him and then you can ultimate straight away. So I feel like that's automatically the first brew that I want to do. 4 copies of him, 4 copies of Spark Double. So his ultimate is -6, and it reads, you get an emblem that says creatures you control have +3/+3 and have trample. So as soon as you can get that down, the rest of the game, every one of his wolves are 5/5s. That's insane. That's so stupidly insane. So I really do feel like this Planeswalker has me excited for Planeswalkers again. I was starting to get sort of off them. I didn't really care for them that much. Like, you know, they're really good. I love them. But they were burnt out. I got burnt out using them. So seeing this has restored my faith in Planeswalker. So I feel like he's a rock solid contender for a brew, like I've mentioned, green, black, and blue brew for Guruk. Nearly rhymed. Tell me what you think of this one. What's some other shenanigans that you can think of with this? Some sacrifice ones, maybe, you know, like a sacrificing deck where you'd sack one of the wolves and then be able to ultimate him the turn after he comes down. So, I don't know, whatever. Let me know. On to the next one. This one here is not necessarily something that's huge and wow factor or whatever, but I just wanted to talk about this because my first video that I did, I mentioned that the adventure mechanic, you know, you would be able to do that after the fact. That's not how it works. Like Noxious, I watched Noxious's video about this and he truly informed me. Basically, you have to cast the adventure first. Then you can cast the creature. You can't cast that creature at all. And the only way you can cast it is from exile, and it goes into exile after you cast the adventure. So each adventure is either going to be a sorcery or an instant speed, and generally it's just a spell, right? So this one here is, the adventure is an instant, and it costs 3. So 2 and a black, and you draw a card, lose a life. So that's actually not that shabby when you think about it. But when you have cast this, then the card goes to exile. And then from exile, you can pay 1 mana and bring out the creature, which is a 1/1 death touch for 1 mana. So I feel like that's really kind of nice, you know, like the mechanic of adventure. Not necessarily this card. This card is cool. It's going to have a place. But I think the way that works is really kind of interesting, you know. Like I'm intrigued to see how many stumbles it takes for me to get my head around the mechanic of it. I know it's straightforward, but there's possibly things that, I mean, there's definitely things that I'm not seeing with this whole thing, you know, like something going into exile that could have a big meaning, but I'm just really interested in how that unfolds. You basically send that creature off, has that adventure, you do the adventure first, and then it comes back from the adventure and helps you, you know, so you gain something and then you get something. So I feel like it's pretty cool, and I really do love that storybook kind of visual with it as well, like that turned page or the open book, you know, that really gets my kid imagination running wild. So this set already is. It already is. I can't wait to see gingerbreads. I can't wait to see all of the other things. You know, fairies are looking really strong, like a fairy brew, a fairy deck. I'm pretty keen to see how they would go. So intrigued. I'm so intrigued. I'm trying my best to dig through the spoilers and find ones that just really knock my socks off. But realistically, what I've seen so far already has me at that level of hands down favorite set of Magic so far. So let me know what your favorite set is. Let me know if this is slowly becoming a contender for you as well. And also send me any links to some spoilers that you're excited about so I can start digging through them as well. I'm going to keep up watching all of them as they drop and keep working on some of my channel videos for you guys. So that's the spoilers that I wanted to talk about for today. Only a quick video, 3 cards, and I'm going to probably do one tomorrow as well once I have a dig through some of the spoilers that get launched hopefully tonight. So yeah, look forward to some of the future content coming out. And for those who don't know, I've just dropped a bunch of content on the channel. I have BO1 decks, a whole list, a whole subfolder of them. I have mono decks separate as well. Then I have Road to Mythic. I'm trying to get to Mythic this season before this set launches, and basically I've got the whole Silver Climb as a series on there, so you can watch me get to gold from there. And now I'm just about to start recording the gold run, so I'm going to try and climb to platinum in the next set. And I'm also going to start doing some live streaming. I just started streaming on Twitch last night, was my first stream, and I definitely intend on doing that on a weekly basis between YouTube and Twitch. So look forward to a schedule coming out. I'm going to slowly keep updating things and keeping you guys informed, but in the meantime I'm going to keep my finger to the pulse with these spoilers and enjoy watching them with you and chatting about them later. So until next time, Nocturnal Duck out.